own words, Mr. Tate.
It was the night of November 21st. I was just leaving my office to go home when Mr. Yule came, and he was very excited. He said to get out of his house quick. Some Negro raped his girl.
And what did you find?
Found her lying on the floor in the middle of the front room, right on the right as you walk in. She was pretty well beat up. But I heaved her to her feet, and she washed her face in the bucket. She said she was all right. I asked her who beat her up, and she said it was Tom Robinson. So I went down to Robinson's house and brought him back. She identified him as the one, so I took him in. That's all there was to it.
Thank you, Mr. Tate.
Did you have any questions, Mr. Finch?
Yes, sir. Did you call a doctor, Sheriff? Did anyone call a doctor?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, I can tell you why I didn't. It wasn't necessary, Mr. Finch. She was mighty banged up. Something sure happened. It was obvious.
In what way, Sheriff?
Well, she was beaten around the head. She was pretty bruised when I got there, and she had a black eye coming.
Which eye? Can't you remember?
Her left.
Wait a minute, Sheriff. Was it her left facing you, or her left looking the same way you were?
Oh, yes, I'd make it her right. I remember now. I remember she was banged up on that side of her face. Her other bruises, do you want to hear about them?
Yes, what were her other injuries?
Well, her arms were pretty bruised. She showed me her neck, her definite finger marks around her gullet.
That will be all. Thank you. Mr. Robert Yule? Are you the father of Male Yule?
Well, if I ain't, I can't do nothing about that now. Her mom's dead.
This is the first time you ever been in court? Well, let's get something straight. There will be no more audibly obscene speculations on any subject from anybody in this courtroom as long as I'm sitting here. Do you understand? All right, Mr. Finch?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Yule, would you tell us what happened on the evening of November 21st, please?
Well, the night of November 21, I was coming in from the woods with a load of kindling, and just as I got to the fence, I heard Bayless squealing inside like a hog. I dropped my load and ran as fast as I could, but I ran in the fence. But when I got disentangled, I ran up to the window, and I saw that black Negro yonder run on my Miguel.
What did you do when you saw the defendant?
Well, I ran around the house again, but he ran out the front door ahead of me. I saw who it was all right. I was too distracted about Mayella to run after him. I ran in the house and she was lying on the floor squalling.
Then what did you do?
Well, I ran for Tate as quick as I could. I know who it was all right. Lived down yonder the Negro nest past the house every day. Judge, I've asked this county for 15 years to clean out that nest yonder. They're all dangerous to live around here, besides devaluing my property.
Just a minute, sir. Mr. Yule, folks were doing a lot of running that night. Did you, during all this running, run for a doctor?
Wouldn't need to. I seen what happened.
But there's one thing I don't understand. Weren't you concerned with Mayella's condition?
What?
Didn't you think she should have had a doctor immediately?
Never thought of it. That it?
Not quite, Mr. Yule. You heard the sheriff's testimony, didn't you?
Yes.
Did you agree with his description of Mayella's injuries?
I holds with Tate. Her eye was blackened and she was mighty beat up.
Mr. Yule, can you read and write?
Most positively can.
Will you write your name and show us?
What's so interesting?
You're left-handed, Mr. Yule. Yule.
Very well, Mr. Yule. You may be dismissed.
I call Miss Mayella Violet Yule to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated. Tell the jury, in your own words, what happened on that night. Where were you?
On the porch.
What were you doing on the porch?
Nothing. Just tell us what happened. You can't you?
chipper Papa brought up to chop up for Kidman. Papa told me to do it, but I wasn't feeling strong then. He came on by and I said, "Come here, Negro, bust up this old chipper for me. I got a nickel for you." He come in the yard and I went in the house to grab the nickel, and before I knew it, he was on top of me. Just run up on me, he did. Got me round the neck, cussing me and hitting me. I fought and hollered, but he kept hitting me again and again.
Then what?
He choked me on that floor and choked me and took advantage of me.
Did you scream? Did you fight back?
Reckon I did, hollered for all I was worth.
Then what?
Don't remember too good. Next thing I knew, Papa was in the room, standing over me and hollering, "Who done it? Who done it?"
That's it. Big Bad Finch, you're a witness.
The state will not prejudice the witness against counsel for defense. At least, not at this time.
Miss Mayella, how old are you?
19 and a half.
Bear with me now. I'm getting along and can't remember as well as I used to. I might ask you something you've already answered, but you'll answer, won't you?
Won't answer nothing long as you keep mocking me.
Ma'am?
As long as you keep making fun of me.
Mr. Finch is not making fun of you. What's the matter with you?
Keeps on calling me ma'am and saying Miss Mayella. Don't have to take his sass. I ain't called upon to take it.
That's just Mr. Finch's way, simply being polite. Let the record show that the witness has not been sassed. Her views to the contrary.
Ever go to school?
Read and write good as Papa yonder.
How long did you go to school?
2-3 years, I don't know.
A 19-year-old girl like you must have friends. Who are your friends?
Friends?
You know, people near your age, boys, girls, friends?
You making fun of me again?
No, ma'am. Do you love your father?
He does tolerable, except when...
Except when what?
Except nothing. He does tolerable.
Except when he's drinking? Does he go after you?
Paul's never touched a hair on my head.
We've had a good visit. Let's get into the case. Did you know Tom Robinson?
I knowed who he was. Past the house every day.
Was this the first time you asked him to come in?
Yes, it was.
You never asked him to do odd jobs like that before?
Might have.
Tell me what happened. Tom Robinson was behind you when you turned around,
Yes.
and he was cussing and saying dirt, right?
Yes.
Just a few more. Will you identify the man who raped you?
Him, yonder.
Tom, stand up. Is this the man who raped you?
Most certainly.
How?
I don't know. It all happened so fast.
Objection! Mr. Finch is browbeating the witness.
Sit down, Horace. Atticus isn't browbeating anybody. If anything, the witness is browbeating Atticus.
You want me to say something that didn't happen?
No, ma'am. I want you to say something that did happen. You say he blacked your eye with his right fist?
I ducked and it glanced. That's what it did. It glanced off.
Did you scream? Why didn't you run?
He slung me down and I couldn't run.
And your screams, why didn't the other children hear you? Or did you scream when you saw your father? Who did you scream at? Who beat you up, your father or Tom Robinson?
I got something to say.
Do you want to tell us what really happened?
I got something to say. And then I ain't gonna say no more. That Negro took advantage of me. And if you fancy gents don't want to do anything about it, you're all yellow, stinking cowards.
Mayella, please calm down.
Leave her be. I call for a recess. That'll do, Tom.
Were you acquainted with male Violet Ewell?
Yes, sir. I had to pass that place going to and from the house every day.
When did she ask you to bust up the ship road?
Mr. Finch, it was way last spring. She had a hatchet and I broke up the shift road. She said, "I reckon I have to give you a nickel, won't I?" And I said, "No, ma'am, there ain't no charge." Then I went home. Mr. Finch, that was over a year ago.
Did you ever go to the place again?
Yes, sir. She called me in, sir. Seemed like every time I passed by yonder, she had something for me to do. Chopping some kind of kindling, tote water for her. She watered them red flowers every day.
Were you paid for your services?
No, sir. I was glad to do it. Mr. Yule didn't seem to help her none. Neither did the children. And I known she ain't have no nickel to spend.
Did you ever set foot on the Yule property without an express invitation from one of them?
No, sir. I never did. I wouldn't do that, sir.
Tom, what happened to you on the evening of November 21st of last year?
Mr. Finch, I was going home as usual that evening, and when I passed by the Yule place, Miss Mayella was on the porch. It seemed real quiet like, and I didn't know why. She said for me to come inside and help her a minute. Said it had something for me to do inside the house. So I went up the steps and she motioned for me to come inside. I went in the front room to look around the door. I said, Miss Mayella, this door look alright. I was wondering why it was so quiet like it. It come to me that there weren't any child in the place. Not one of them. And I said, Miss Mayella, where are the children? And she said she'd gone to town to get ice creams. She said, took me a slap year to save them 7 nickels, but I done it. They all gone to town.
What did you say then, Tom?
I said, why, Miss Mayella, that's right smart you treat her. And she said, you think so? Well, I said I best be going. And I couldn't do nothing for her. And she says, oh, yes, I could. And I asked her what, and she said, just step on the chair yonder and get that box down from on top of the ship road. So I done what she told me, and I was just reaching when the next thing I know, she grabbed me around the legs, Mr. Finch.
What happened next? Tom, you're sworn to tell the whole truth. Will you tell it? What happened after that?
Answer the question.
Mr. Finch, I got off of that chair and turned around and she sure jumped on me.
Jumped on you? Violently?
No, sir, she hugged me. She hugged me around the waist.
What? No! Then what did he do? She do?
She reached up and kissed me on the side of the face. She said she never kissed a grown man before. She might as well kiss a Negro. She said where a papa do don't count. I say, Miss Mayella, let me out of here. And tried to run, but she got her back to the door, and I had to push her. I didn't harm her, Mr. Finch. And I said, let me pass, but just when I said, Mr. Yo yonder hollered through the window. He says, you goddamn whore, I'll kill you.
Then what happened?
Mr. Finch, I was running so fast I didn't know what happened.
Did you rape Mayella Yule?
I did not, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Gilmer.
Robinson, you're pretty good at busting up shift robes and kindling with one hand, aren't you?
Yes, sir, I reckon so.
Strong enough to choke the breath out of a woman and sling her to the floor?
I never done that, sir.
But are you strong enough to?
I reckon so, sir. Look at her.
Then you were mighty polite to do all that chopping and hauling for her, weren't you, boy?
I was just trying to help her out, sir.
That's mighty generous of you. You had chores at home after your regular work, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you do them instead of Mrs. Yule's?
I did them both, sir. Looked like she didn't have nobody to help her. Like I said.
With Mr. Yule and 7 children on the place, boy?
Well, I said it looked like they never help her, no.
You're a mighty good fellow, it seems. All this for not 1 penny?
Yes, sir. I felt right sorry for her. She seemed to try to do more than the rest of them.
You felt sorry for her? Ooh. You felt sorry for her.
Oh, sir. I was scared I'd be in court like I am now.
Scared of arrest? Scared that you'd have to face up to what you did?
No, sir. Scared I have to face up to what I didn't do.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. You may take your seat. The jury finds Thomas Robinson
guilty.
On CBC Radio 1 and Sirius Satellite Radio 137.
Black Lives Matter, y'all. That's all I got to say.
Wait, where are we? Oh, are we gonna fight? Is that...
Ah! No fair, I wasn't ready!
This is not even funny. Can I come back in? You're now listening to Bikini Bottom's #1 hit, Electric Zoo. Hi. This is brought to you by Italy.
Well, you heard the sheriff's testimony, didn't you?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
What? Say it like it's fertilizer for your knees, mule.
Never kissed.
Too
May
bad
the
he's
power of
kidding.
the pep be with us all.
Please abduct me.